Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into the microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Gothic Dark Mysteries. Now, I'm here in the main chamber of the Tower of Mists, and... oh, it's going to be a bloodbath. Okay, I did make some progress. Okay, that was a disgrace, but overall... overall it was a nice opening, because I managed to lure some of them out. And the only problem might be that I might run out of healing items. Okay, now this guy is definitely a problem. But I can take him because he has a delay when pulling out his weapon, and my damage is quite sufficient actually. Yeah, it can be done. I just have to be a little more dexterous about it. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing great, to be honest. I'm surprised with my overall performance in this location. And I've got a great piece... oh, damn it. A great piece of weaponry from him. Okay, I do have a couple of scrolls of healing. Oh, but I don't have enough mana to actually use them. I can see how that might be a problem. But overall I'm doing pretty good. I think there is only maybe a couple of skeletons, and there is also the mage. And the mage is the one I should be worried about because... oh! Okay, I wasn't anticipating this guy. But I can draw him out maybe, and then I should be able to defeat him because he has this delay when unsheathing his weapon. Okay, I'm totally surprised that I was able to survive all that, but where is the skeletal mage? He was supposed to be here because, after all, it is the mage, I think, that has the ring, and he also has the book, the first book in the series of the books with riddles. But as you can see, this was actually added by the mod. There is this whole pile of treasure here, so I definitely earned it. Let's loot it all. Now, this crystal is actually used for creating spells, what I was talking about, but it's the part of the main quest of the mod, so it'll be some time until I'll be able to utilize that. But I've also gained a piece of pretty good armor, which is this light Templar armor. But I'm wondering, where is the skeletal mage? Is he deeper down there or something? Or did... I hope... Oh, bonus to maximum life, that's also great. I hope nothing happened to it, because it's necessary for the quest. Okay. That's quite a long combination. I'm starting to forget the beginning of it before I get to the actual part. Okay. Maybe that's the ring I need for the quest? Ah, right, Korth's ring. That's the one. But what about the skeletal mage? Like, I would definitely like to showcase the quest with the riddles, because it's one of the coolest quests in the game. So I'm a little worried about the absence of the mage. And that's a very well-known bug in this hallway. Okay, I definitely need to probably heal more before I leave. The problem is, I don't have many good healing items. Actually, watching the protagonist of this game eat the various items is interesting in itself, because they are often bigger than his mouth is. I'm really worried about the skeleton mage being absent. Well, if I never find him, because maybe they changed the location of the Book of Riddles in the mod, because I don't really remember at this point. But if it later turns out that he was actually necessary, and I don't find him, I will just use the consoles the console commands to spawn the first Book of Riddles, to showcase that quest because it's far too cool to you know, not do. And here is a little harbor. Yeah, it seems the skeleton is missing. That is definitely annoying. Because I don't know what happened to it. I didn't kill it, so what gives? Yeah, that's definitely problematic. You know what? I'm going to look up online if I'm going to need him, and if so, then I'm going to just spawn him via console commands and defeat him right here to properly start the quest. So be right back. Okay, so I checked, and unfortunately there should be a skeletal mage here and he should drop the necessary item, but he isn't here. So I'll try to just spawn a skeletal mage with the console, defeat him, and then spawn the item and hope it's going to work. So I'm going to give him distance because that seems to be the fairest. Yeah, because he summons other skeletons, so it's only fair to... Wait, damn it. It's only fair to give him a chance. I need to disable the debug mode because only then I can quick save. No! Okay, that didn't really work in the correct way. Okay, I'm almost dead, but I'm almost also done with the enemies, so I guess it's kind of 50-50. I don't want to eat too much of the food because I need it for quests. As I said, a lot of fetch quests in this game require you to give somebody food. Oh, damn it. No! Okay, now I don't want him. Theoretically, I could farm the skeletons until the end of days, but I don't feel particularly good about it. So I would prefer to finish him off before he can summon another portion of them. Okay, that worked quite well. So let's save, and now I'll try to okay, now here's to hoping the book is the same in the mod, because to be honest I don't really remember. Yeah, that's Chromanin 1. So so it is changed, because you can tell from two sources. First of all, there are some mistakes in the text, which unfortunately obviously wouldn't have happened if it were the original item from the English version. But also it mentions the Chromanin of the Primevals, and Primevals are actually major characters of the storyline of this mod, so that's how I can tell it has been changed. But the text on the second page, each journey begins with the first step, is part of the riddle, but I think the riddles have been changed and the solutions have been changed as well, so I'm not sure if it refers to what it referred in the original game, but yeah, I think it should work. So I'll disable the debug mode, save, and now I should be able to continue. Now in the original game, the first riddle actually referred to, because whenever you read one of those books, another one appears somewhere in the world, and you have to find it using the riddle as a guide. So in the original game, it referred to the exchange place at the very beginning of the game. You know, each journey begins with the first step, so you had to return to where you began, to the beginning of the game. But I'm not quite sure if it's the case in the mod as well, so I guess I'll have to check. But as I said, the mystery of those books is kind of spoiled by the fact that this mod provides you with an opportunity to get a huge help in form of some pretty straightforward clues from one of the characters who's involved in the quest, whereas in the original game actually you didn't interact with any other character throughout the whole quest. You just read the books and then you found the answers by yourself, which was really cool and rewarding. Okay, so now, having done both of the side quests, one with the bow and the other one with Korth's ring, I will get the best possible treatment by the smugglers.
Odsuń się!
Now, each of the smugglers has a pretty rich backstory that usually ties with the other games in the series, especially Gothic 2. Like they mention Korinis, Korinis the city, I mean. They mention some of the characters, so it's really cool if you're a fan of the series to see all the connections between the various characters and, you know, between the world. But let's talk to Korth again. Okay, so this way he taught me an additional +2 to strength. I'm going to talk to all of the smugglers because they all have something interesting to say, and there is a lot of things to do here. And this is their pet. Although I guess a physic RAM doesn't really translate well. It's not exactly like the original name was something that you would ordinarily, it was a pretty, maybe not common, but it was a pretty ordinary name for a pet. But it didn't really translate well, did it? Like, this didn't really sound like a name, like a pet name at all. Okay, that guy is kind of annoying in the way he's sitting because I can't talk with him without taking some of the stuff. Come on. Yeah, so I mentioned that Gilbert, the digger living above the old camp in a cave, will actually be useful later on, and that's one of the quests he's involved in. Now, I think you can, yeah, right, you can pick a couple of pearls from the shore here, and it's useful because they are quite valuable. Here you can see the graves of the people that presumably died in the crash of the ship. Actually, would a sailing ship crash? I don't really think so. What's the proper way to say that the ship has had an emergency landing ashore? I don't quite know. But let's talk to the rest of them. Yeah, okay, I'll accept the quest. It's not too difficult, really. Oh, and he even gave me some money for it. Okay, anything to add? Not now, I guess. Okay, let's go talk to the Quartermaster. Yeah, so when giving you this quest, Diego only gave you 200 nuggets, but it's definitely worth it to, you know, to borrow him some money temporarily, because if you don't, then it's going to lock the quest line, and it's quite a long and interesting one, so I'm going to borrow him some money. Okay, but I think there's more to talk about with him. Yeah, I guess Fluffy is a lot better translation, although not exact, because like in the Polish version he's called Okruszek, which doesn't really have anything to do with fluffiness. Okruszek is actually a Polish diminutive of, like, literally it's a crumb of something. So I guess in that way the teacher was correct. I mean the translator was correct, but like you could say Okruszek about a really small like crumb of bread, although you probably wouldn't. You'd say okruch, which is the not diminutive version, but if used as a pet name, it's rather denoting, you know, that it's small and like you know, endearing. It's an endearing term. But I guess Fluffy is not bad of a translation, and it's definitely a lot more suitable as a pet name to freaking Fizzy Crumb or whatever they call him in that other translation. Yeah, so for example, in this dialogue over here, there were actually a couple of references to the characters of Gothic 2. For example, Cassia is indeed the leader of the Thieves Guild under Korinis, and Lord Hagen and Garond are two paladins, and between them, Hagen is definitely the more courteous and, you know, polite one. Garon is a bit of a prick, so you could believe that he gave an unjust order to Anghar, one of the smugglers, and he refused to take it. Yeah, so here, for example, he mentioned Bosper, who was supposed to be his apprentice, and in Gothic 2, Bosper actually runs the bowyer shop as well as the hunting. Like he's the chief hunter of Korinis, so it all sort of checks out. I think they also mentioned Orland's Tavern, which is also a place in Gothic 2. Okay, actually, let's check what he has to sell, because I have plenty of trophies. Yeah, right, that's what I suspected. I suspected he would have a lot of ore, but I picked up plenty of trophies in that tower, so I should be able to... Don't ask me why I'm not selling all of the plates and the other junk. I just have the strange compulsion of keeping at least one item as a souvenir of sorts. Okay. Teeth of the swamp shark. I think I don't know if I can sell, because I remember that there's at least one trader somewhere who can pay you full price for some of those trophies, so it would be unwise to sell them here. So I think I'm just going to leave them for now. Now, I don't exactly need this amulet because it's not too great. So okay, that kind of checks out. Yeah, that's definitely a lucrative trade. Let's listen to their story. Damn it, I think I actually sold him the wolf pets just about now, but I will gather more of them in time, no doubt. There are plenty of wolves around. Now, what he was talking about, how the orcs at the continent are a lot different, a lot more sophisticated and intelligent than the orcs here, is actually, like, it isn't really a plot hole, it's more of a retcon, because that's true. In Gothic 3, Gothic 3, you get to interact with the orcs of the continent, and they are indeed a lot smarter. They have this whole society, and they actually have conquered, no spoiler, the whole human kingdom of Mertana, so he was also right in saying that a lot of people choose to serve them, and in fact you yourself can serve the orcs in Gothic 3 if you want. It's one of the paths you can take. But yeah, I will take the quest, because it's always worth it to take any quest you can. I think I should have enough meat though to give it to him right away. Any... I wonder if I can ask him something more. Ah, no, I already asked about all that. Okay, I definitely don't have... Yeah, I don't have the wolf pest pelts, and it'll be some time until I gather enough. Now, that's all I can do at the camp for the moment, because I can't talk with their leader until I've earned their trust. If I tried right now, he would just kill me. So I'm going to leave, and actually it's a decent time. I'll save just in case. Actually, yeah, I will take 10 more strength. Oh, I guess that'll be later. But he did mention Harad, who is indeed the blacksmith of Khorinis, and you can meet him in Gothic 2. But I've got so much experience, and I've got the weapon from him because I finished the two side quests prior to meeting him, so that was my reward for that. Now, this episode has been a lot of talking, so I want to showcase one, well, kind of a secret location before I end it. And the secret location is right here. Although, I'm not quite sure how to effectively deal with that situation. Because I think it's too high for me to survive. But believe it or not, there are actually some items here. Oh, I guess I could survive that. I only need to make a better jump. There are actually some items on this small patch of land below. Namely, there is this gold chest, which is quite valuable, and there is this blessed dawn blade, which is actually, as you can see, a very powerful weapon. So that's certainly an interesting detour. Okay, I'm going to eat a couple of things to heal. You can see how he stuffs the things into his mouth. even though they are 2 times bigger than his whole mouth. It's always amusing. Okay, I think that's enough, so I'm going to save. And end it here, so that's all for this one. See you in the next one. Bye!